The doctor said it calmly, like it wasn't about to split my life in two. "We need $22,000 by tonight," he said. "Emergency surgery. If we wait, the risk increases." I was lying on a hospital bed, tubes in my arm, ceiling lights blurring above me. My body felt weak, but my mind was clear enough to know one thing. I didn't have that kind of money. So I did what any daughter would do. I called my parents. My mom answered first. I could hear the TV in the background. Some game show. People laughing. "Mom," I whispered. "I'm in the hospital. They say I need surgery. It's serious." She sighed. "Not worried. Annoyed." "How much?" she asked. 22,000, I said. "I'll pay you back. I don't have time." There was a pause. Then my father's voice came on the line. "That's too much," he said flatly. "We're not an ATM." I thought I misheard him. "Dad, this isn't for shopping. It's surgery." "We already did our part raising you," he replied. "Figure it out." My mom added, "Besides, your brother needs money right now. His business idea is more important." I stared at the phone. More important than my life. The call ended like that. "No, are you okay?" "No, we'll think about it." Just silence. That night, a charity fund and a coworker loan saved me. The surgery went ahead. I survived. Barely. 6 months later, I was still paying off the debt. When my phone rang again. This time, my parents were calling. And they didn't sound cold. They sounded desperate. I almost didn't answer. 6 missed calls from my mom. 3 from my dad. 1 long voicemail. That alone told me something was wrong. When I finally picked up, my mother's voice was shaking. "Sweetheart," she said softly, using a tone she hadn't used on me in years, "we need to talk." I stayed quiet. Your parents don't suddenly get gentle unless they want something. "It's your father," she continued. "He collapsed last night. The doctors found something serious." I felt a strange calm settle over me. "How serious?" I asked. There was a pause. Then she said it. "They need surgery. Soon." I leaned back in my chair, my chest tight, memories flooding back, bright hospital lights, the beeping machines, my own fear when I begged them for help. "How much?" I asked, already knowing. "About $45,000, she whispered. "Insurance won't cover all of it." I let the silence stretch. Finally, my father spoke. His voice was weaker than I remembered. "You're doing well now," he said. "You've always been responsible. We thought you could help." Help. The word echoed in my head. 6 months ago, I was their daughter asking to live. Now, I was a solution to their problem. I swallowed. "You want me to give you $45,000, I said slowly, "after you refused $22,000 to save my life?" My mom started crying. "That's not fair," she said. "This is different." Different. Because now they were the ones on the hospital bed. And for the first time, I realized something terrifying and empowering at the same time. They needed me far more than I had ever needed them. "I don't remember saying that," my father muttered. I closed my eyes. I remembered everything. The smell of antiseptic. The way my hands shook when I signed loan papers. The nurse who squeezed my shoulder because she could tell I was alone. "You said it exactly," I replied. "You said, we're not an ATM, figure it out." My mom tried to interrupt. "You know your father didn't mean." "I know exactly what he meant," I said, my voice steady. "You both did." There was silence on the line. Heavy. Uncomfortable. My father cleared his throat. "You're holding a grudge." "No," I said. "I'm holding a memory." I reminded them how my brother's business idea had been a crypto scheme that failed in 3 months. How they'd wired him money without hesitation. How no one visited me after surgery. How the only card I got was from my coworker who loaned me $6,000 and never asked for it back. You survived, my mom said softly. That's what matters. I laughed once, short, humorless. I survived without you, I said. That's what matters. My father's voice hardened. So what are you saying? I took a breath. I'm saying I need time to think. They didn't like that. They wanted an answer. A transfer. A rescue. But for the first time in my life, I wasn't the one begging. And as I hung up the phone, I realized something else. This wasn't just about money. It was about who they thought I was obligated to be. And I was about to decide that for myself. They didn't wait long. The next morning, my phone buzzed with messages, one after another. From my mom. Family doesn't keep score. Your father is suffering. Don't punish us forever. From my dad. I never said you deserved what happened. You're twisting things. And then the final one, the one meant to seal it. What will people say if you don't help your own parents? There it was. Not love. Not regret. Reputation. I stared at the screen, feeling that familiar pressure, the role I'd played my whole life. The responsible one. The fixer. The daughter who swallowed disappointment and showed up anyway. They weren't asking how I was doing now. They weren't asking if I was still in debt. They weren't asking what that surgery took out of me. They were asking me to erase it. That afternoon, my brother called. I heard about Dad, he said. This is bad. I waited. You know they're scared, he continued. You should help. You always handle things better. I almost laughed. Where were you when I needed help? I asked. Silence. I didn't know, he said finally. You didn't ask, I replied. After we hung up, I opened my banking app. I looked at the numbers I'd worked so hard to rebuild. The savings I didn't have 6 months ago. The life I put back together without them. I thought about wiring the money. And I realized something painful and freeing at the same time. If I paid, nothing would change. They'd feel justified. The story would stay the same. So I typed a message. Short. Clear. I will not give you $45,000. But I will help you find options. When my mom called back crying, I didn't hang up. But I didn't apologize either. Because setting a boundary isn't cruelty. It's memory with a backbone. They didn't take it well. My mom cried like I'd just closed a door she believed she owned. My dad went quiet, the kind of quiet that used to scare me into giving in. So that's it, he asked. After everything we've done for you? I didn't raise my voice. I didn't rush to defend myself. I'm willing to help, I said calmly. Just not with money. There was a sharp inhale on the other end of the line. What does that even mean? My mom snapped. It means I'll do what no one did for me, I replied. I'll make calls. I'll research hospitals. I'll help you apply for aid. I'll sit with you in waiting rooms if you want. Silence. They wanted a transfer. A number. A clean solution that cost them nothing emotionally. I can help you negotiate bills, I continued. I can connect you with charities. Payment plans. Second opinions. My father scoffed. That's not help. I felt something settle in my chest, steady, unmovable. It is, I said. It's just not control. That night, I pulled out the old folder from my surgery. The bills. The loan contracts. The sticky notes from coworkers who checked on me when my own parents didn't. I remembered how alone I felt signing my name over and over, promising money I didn't have so I could live. No one offered me options then. No one researched for me. No one sat by my bed. I survived anyway. The next day, I emailed my parents a list, foundations, hospital advocates, nonprofit grants, even a legal aid contact. It took hours. I sent it without a note. My mom replied 2 words later. "This hurts." I stared at the screen and typed back the truth I'd never said out loud. So did being told my life was too expensive. I didn't block them. I didn't yell. I didn't cave. For the first time, my help had limits. And for the first time, I felt something I'd never felt in this family before. Peace. A week passed. Then another. No calls. No guilt texts. No dramatic updates. The silence felt different this time, not threatening, not heavy. Just real. Then the hospital called me. "Are you related to Mr. Harris?" the woman asked carefully. "Yes," I said. "Why?" "We were told you were handling advocacy," she replied. "Your parents submitted the applications you sent. They've been approved for partial assistance." Partial. Not a miracle. Not a bailout. But enough. Later that night, my dad called. His voice was weaker than before. Slower. "They reduced the bill," he said. "We had to sell the second car. And, your brother couldn't help." I waited. "We'll manage," he added. Not angrily. Not accusingly. Just stating a fact. Something in his tone had changed. Not gratitude. Not apology. Reality. My mom came on the line. "I didn't realize how hard it must have been for you," she said quietly. "Doing it alone." I didn't rush to comfort her. "I wasn't alone," I said. "I just wasn't with you." Another pause. "We should have been there," she whispered. That was it. No excuses. No justifications. Not forgiveness either, but the truth, finally spoken. After the call ended, I sat in my apartment and looked around at the life I'd rebuilt. The medical debt still there. The scars still real. But I was standing. They were surviving. And for the first time, our relationship wasn't built on obligation, it was built on limits. I didn't save them with money. I saved myself with boundaries. And that changed everything. After that call, something changed, but not in the dramatic way movies show. No sudden apologies. No flowers. No emotional speeches. Just restraint. My mom stopped texting daily. My dad stopped making demands. My brother went quiet. At first, I thought it was punishment. Then I realized, it was adjustment. They were learning a version of me that didn't fold under pressure. A daughter who could say no without disappearing. A person who wouldn't buy peace at her own expense. A month later, my dad's surgery happened. It went well. I didn't rush to the hospital. I didn't sit in waiting rooms. I checked in once, calmly, like an adult relative, not a rescuer. My mom sent a message after. "He's recovering. Thank you for the help you gave." She didn't say money. She didn't say everything. Just help. I felt a quiet relief settle in my chest. Weeks passed. Then one afternoon, a letter arrived. Handwritten. From my father. He wrote about fear. About lying in a hospital bed and remembering my voice on that call months earlier, the one he ended too quickly. He didn't ask for forgiveness. He didn't explain himself. He wrote one line that stayed with me. I thought strength meant refusing. Now I know it meant showing up. I folded the letter carefully. For the first time, I wasn't angry. I wasn't triumphant. I wasn't guilty. I was done carrying what wasn't mine. There was only one thing left. Not revenge. Not reconciliation. Closure. And it was finally within reach. I didn't wire the money. I didn't make a speech. I didn't cut them off either. I kept something far more valuable. My self-respect. Months later, my medical debt was still there, but smaller. Manageable. Every payment I made reminded me that I survived without being saved. That I rebuilt without permission. My parents recovered. Slowly. Quietly. We spoke sometimes. Not often. Not with the same expectations. The old roles were gone. And that was the real change. They stopped assuming I would catch them when they fell. I stopped assuming they would choose me when it mattered. That clarity hurt at first. Then it healed. One evening, my mom said something that finally closed the circle. If it were reversed, she admitted, I don't know if I would have had your strength. I didn't answer right away. Strength, I said eventually, wasn't saying no. It was surviving the moment you said no to me. Silence. Not angry. Not cold. Just honest. I learned something from all of this. Family isn't proven by who you rescue. It's proven by who shows up when the cost is high. They refused $22,000 when my life depended on it. I refused $45,000 when my life finally depended on me. And for the first time, I chose myself. Without guilt. Without apology. Without regret.